For lunch today, I'm having some boneless top sirloin steak. This is about a half pound, and I prepared it on the stove on a skillet for about something like 5 to 7 minutes on medium to medium high heat based on how the cooking process was going. Started out with medium high, then worked my way down to medium, pressing the meat into the pan and moving it around, trying to get a decent bit of heat circulating through the meat. My wife just picked up some extra meat for me, like mini cocktail sausages and some other things. So I'm going to go ahead and use 3 of the strips of bacon that I had planned for this Saturday, and I'm going to make a little snack today, and this Saturday I'll make some mini cocktail sausages as my third meat for that breakfast. For dinner tonight, I'm having somewhere close to 2/3 of a pound of 73% lean hamburger meat. I've got 3 slices of American cheese and a little bit of Parmesan cheese sprinkled into this and stirred pretty well, so you may not be able to see the cheese so much in it, but it's basically a hamburger with a fair bit of fat in it and some cheese thrown in for a little bit of extra taste. Alrighty, I'm going to do a quick little grocery haul video that my wife just went to the store and she picked up a few things. None of these things are anything that I bought. I only asked for a couple of these items and she supplied basically the rest, but this sort of gives you an indication as to what we will be eating between the meals that I normally consume on a carnivore diet this month. So first off, we've got some bacon and cheddar beef patties. That's going to be made one night. There's 6 of them here in each box. There's 6 of us total, so we each get a couple, so that's going to be good. For breakfast one of these mornings, in fact Saturday, I'm going to have some mini cocktail sausages, so we're going to make one of these for me and whoever else to get to share. I'll probably get a few. And then we've got some beef smoked sausage, and this is what I'll be consuming a little bit here and there. One night we may make some of this and I'll get a little bit of it. And then one night we're going to make some hot wings and barbecue wings all in one spot. So this is really for the entire family, these 3 right here. And then this is an individual bag for myself, which I'll pull typically about 12 pieces from it, and I'll eat as a staple food in the morning. Over time, this is the one thing I recommended for myself that she purchase, as well as those mini cocktail sausages. Last but not least, this is more for my son, who has a little bit, one of my sons who has a little bit of a craving for chicken nuggets. So even though this is not necessarily the healthiest thing, he likes to eat these from time to time. It's not necessarily a staple food, but he eats it somewhat fairly often in between the other things he consumes. And that's just sort of a family edition carnivore grocery haul that my wife just grabbed today. As you can tell, I eat lunch and dinner pretty much every day, and sometimes I'll put a snack somewhere in between those two. And maybe 2 days a week I will splurge like that just a little bit. And despite that, my weight has remained remarkably constant after 3 days, that first 3 days where I lost some water weight. So I prefer intermittent fasting because it syncs up well with the carnivore diet and actually other diets that I've tried, because I've done ketogenic and low carb. But it allows me to get the calories that I want and enjoy each of those meals that I do eat. In other words, I'm not eating, a 400 calorie meal, 6 times a day. I'm eating, 2 roughly 1,000 calorie meals or so, which is good enough for my, height, body weight, etc., etc. So it allows me to get the calories I want, and I enjoy eating, and I don't feel like I'm being starved or rabbit starvation or anything like that. So ketogenic diets and intermittent fasting just work well with each other. So I eat some mornings as early as 10 a.m. local time, and my last meal is sometime finishing up in the 7 o'clock hour. Sometimes I'll eat as early as 6 and get it knocked out before 7. But sometimes I'll be finishing up just around 8 p.m. So there's a little bit of a leeway, but generally I'm eating within an 8-hour window. But the last few days I've also been using an Android app called Zero, and that allows me to track fasts. And I've been basically at the end of dinner, pressing the button basically, and then when I eat breakfast the next morning, press it again, and it ends a fast, and it ends up coming in around 16 hours pretty darn consistently. So I'm pretty happy, that everything is largely sussing out the way I expected. Because of this, I'm not going to mix and match actual water fasting with this 30-day carnivore challenge. If you watched any of my previous videos, I had initially signed on to the idea of doing 2-day water fast every Monday and Tuesday for 4 weeks during the month of January. But I've decided I'm having fun with what I'm doing. I'm enjoying not even counting calories and just existing off this diet and just enjoying that experience. So I'm going to basically, for World Carnivore Month, just stick with zero carb, the carnivore diet, and IF, intermittent fasting. And I'm just going to see how it goes. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if my weight at the end of this entire month is roughly the same as all previous weigh-ins within the month of January. So if I do pursue water fasting, I'm probably going to do that in February. Fasting February, as I've heard it mentioned. Lastly, I've been drinking a modified snake diet mixture, which is basically just 2 liters of water mixed with, in this case, only half a teaspoon of the 4 ingredients that usually go in it: sodium chloride, potassium chloride, sodium bicarbonate, and magnesium sulfate. Those 4 mixtures, basically, just a half a teaspoon each. And I don't have any artificial sweeteners in or anything. And this allows me to keep my electrolytes up. But honestly, it's kind of weird. The water almost seems sweet as it is. It's almost like when you drink a soda, there's salt in there, yet it's sweet. Obviously, there's sugar in there, but this slightly detectable amount of sugar is not very salty. But it's been working out great for me. As I mentioned maybe a couple videos ago, 2-3 videos ago, I had a calf cramp while driving when I was stepping on the brake really hard, and my calf locked up. And it's the first time I had a calf cramp during the month of January. And I've gone out of my way to not add like pink salt to my meals or doing any sort of snake diet, just drinking water. Basically, I'll drink like a Monster Energy drink in the morning with my first meal, but I've largely stayed away from adding any salt to anything. And after that experience 2-3 days ago, I've decided, I am going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt to my water, add a little bit of salt to some of the meals that I eat. And so far, things have gone even better. So anyways, that's just kind of what's going on. I'm using electrolytes now as a supplement. I'm not going to be doing 2-day water fasts. And because I'm doing intermittent fasting, which has been working extremely well with this carnivore diet. And we just had that grocery haul, which is going to allow me to sort of have a few extra meals in this 2-week period. And I can't express how much fun this is and how like, it's not just entertaining, it's not just educational, but it's like rewarding. I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm really enjoying this. Anyways, thank you very much for watching and have a great day.